Hey everyone, J-Man here. This is going to be my other installation of this little short series. I'm going to be explaining Americorps and Triple C. Thanks for clicking into the video. This is the one that I personally did. I've done a lot of videos on this in the past. I'll link my explanation and huge in-depth of my experiences in this program in this video. But to kind of shorten it for everyone else that's new here, Americorps and Triple C, or National Civilian Community Corps, is for 18 to 26-year-olds who will serve between 10 to 12 months on a team of 10 to 14 people. It will be smaller if you do FEMA Corps, and in this program you'll be doing a variety of projects very similar to state and national. You could be doing educational assistance to kids, environmental beautification, helping out with veterans, helping with local volunteer events, constructing homes, or helping paint stuff, like the homeless assistance, like people who are dealing with homelessness. There's a lot of different bubbles and nets that Americorps and Triple C teams can hit in their service here. But Americorps and Triple C is different because it branches out into two different groups. One is called Americorps and Triple C Traditional Corps. The other one is called Americorps FEMA Corps. Traditional Corps, more or less, is everything that I've already described this whole time. When you're doing that program, you could get deployed to only in the specific area of the region of your campus. Example, if an Americorps campus was hypothetically in, I don't know, California. There is a campus over there, right? Sacramento, California is the Pacific Region campus. You would only be deployed basically to any states that fall under that campus's authority. So that entire side of America would be the only places you deploy to. When I was in Americorps in California, we deployed to Washington and Oregon because it's like right there. But in the FEMA Corps program, it's different because you will be able to deploy anywhere in the country because it's federally funded by FEMA. And basically FEMA Corps, while they do the same startup training, FEMA Corps gets an additional week of training with FEMA to help prepare them for everything. In FEMA Corps, instead of doing a ton of different things, you're only basically going to be specialized in one thing, which is strictly disaster assistance and helping FEMA directly help with people that were hit by national disasters, hurricanes, tornadoes, the whole shebang, floods as well. In Americorps, it's a more diverse plate of options. Again, like it can shift from literally helping this forest like pick up trash and like helping teach the benefits of recycling to teenagers, right? To helping homeless people or giving out food to shelters that are basically running low on help and assistance. But in FEMA Corps, you'd be going to like destroyed areas, door to door, talking to people, specifically for the purpose of helping them register with FEMA or to provide new information regarding FEMA assistance and plugging in any holes of work that like FEMA is dealing with when they're stretched too thin, which is very, very common in times of crisis, right? So these two programs within Americorps and Triple C are very different. I have a whole video that I'm going to link to explaining the differences in very heavy detail in these two programs. I did both of them, and in my opinion, I loved them both for different reasons. I would recommend Americorps Traditional Corps for anyone that's fresh out of high school. Honestly, it's if you've never done anything and you have no experience in anything in your life, like it's probably one of the best things you could do to see the world. Or if you're done with college and you want a little break before you have to enter the workforce, like it's an amazing opportunity to kind of see the world and to get physically stronger, because with a lot of the traditional programs, you're outside. Hell, there's a whole forest corps now. So a lot of the Americorps traditional programs are going to be physically based. So you will be exercising. You will be like in the thick of it, boots to the ground, helping people directly in areas you didn't even know existed. The only cons to this program are like there's no guarantee of a job after, unless you specifically want to work in nonprofit or in fire prevention or firefighting. There is kind of like a taste of that if you do this program, but nothing is guaranteed. You still collect the $6,000+ stipend at the end of the program, and you also get money for team food, and you also receive a small extra stipend monthly just to keep you going. So out of all the programs, I would recommend this to anyone that really does want to travel and do a lot more with their life and kind of explore, who's never left their home before, for free. Like, I think people really underestimate how great of an opportunity this is for someone if you're literally out of high school or done with college, you've never explored the world before. Like, I think everyone should do at least 1 year of this kind of thing. Like, it's basically, man, picture like being able to do all this and it's not having to do with the military or like Peace Corps where you're having to leave the country. Like, it's basically like a scaled down version of the military and Peace Corps in terms of travel, and it's a great experience, and literally it's free. And more than that, they give you money. It might not be a lot of money. I'm not saying it's a job, but it's a lot more than 99.9% of all volunteer agencies do for people. They don't have to do those things, but they still do, and it looks great on a resume. And in my opinion, in traditional Corps, you make way more friends than in FEMA Corps, because it's like, to do something like that, to work so hard for so little back, and to stick through it for a whole year with people that you may or may not like that takes a lot of courage, dude. So I loved it, and I'm still friends with people that I met in that program. FEMA Corps, on the other hand, is a totally different experience because you're not in the woods, you're not using a compass, you're not like in the thick of it doing all these different kind of programs. It's very specific, and you'll know what you're doing. You'll be going out during a city's worst time in a long time's existence. So like, a city could literally be thriving and then get hit with a major disaster. Right now, currently, LA is on fire. It's burning. And FEMA Corps is going to get sent out there. They probably already have been. They've been there for a minute now. But like, these people, when you're in FEMA, when you deal with them, they're going to be having the worst day of their lives. And that's something that needs to be kept in check. In FEMA Corps, the conditions of living are much better. It's not like 10 people sharing a basement or in a cabin. It's going to be a team of maybe 6, 8 people, potentially less, and you're going to be in hotels 90% of the time. There are times when you don't get hotels, but even then they're still going to give you a room and a roommate, so you're not on a lesser budget. The meal amount is much larger as well, so you're living in hotels. That's already a plus for most people. You're getting a little bit more cash, already a huge plus for most people. But the best part is, like, the conditions are good. But in addition to that, when you're done with everything, you also have an extremely high chance of being hired with FEMA as a FEMA reservist. So unlike the other jobs or the other branches that I've mentioned, Vista and State National, this is the only one that is you're practically guaranteed a job with FEMA Corps when you're done with the program. Granted, you don't mess anything up or do anything crazy or stupid in your service year. And because you have basically a year of job training experience, they'll actually deploy you much faster and skip your interview process and your line, as opposed to someone who's just applying to work as a FEMA reservist off the street. And I've even known some people that were so good at their job, they got hired full-time to work with FEMA. Like, I think out of all the different umbrellas under Americorps, because FEMA Corps, Americorps, and CCC FEMA Corps is directly sponsored by the federal Federal Emergency Management Agency, it's the best one for people out of college that are wanting to work and get a serious career within the government with emergency management. It's an amazing opportunity. People in there tend to be more mature. People in there tend to have degrees. Not everyone is older, but from my experience, everyone that is doing this program is more mature, and they are more mindful of that, you know. So in Americorps and CCC, they tend to be on the younger generation, but Americorps, FEMA Corps, you're dealing with, like, I mean, I would say the majority of people will be between 23 to 26, because that's the upper age limit of a Corps member. There are some people that are 21-ish, but in my class when I went there were only 2 people out of like 70 that were 18 years old. Like, it's not that much, as opposed to the other traditional program where it's like the vast majority were 18 to 21. So do this if that's what you want and you're career focused and you are trying to establish yourself in the emergency management industry. Great experience, great opportunity, but it's less based on soft skill development and it's more based on hard skills, and it will give you the tools you need to thrive in a federal space that involves office work, behind the scenes work, and even with a splash of, like, you know, in-person boots to the ground. But it is more clerical stuff. All right, everyone, I'm going to link my video explaining it in depth because this is such an elusive, crazy topic for me. And later, guys.